Well, it's the 16th, or the 17th, October 17th, Saturday morning, first cold morning frost of the year, 2020. And I'm back in the stand. The wind's perfect this morning for where I killed the two does, Finger Ridge. So I've been out of here for, 10 days. So I ease back in here, hoping I can catch something coming out of these fields. Like I said, it was hard frost this morning. It's foggy on the way to the stand. I got in here pretty quiet though, didn't bump anything. But I'm hoping I get that old buck I decided to name that 8-pointer Cardiac. I've seen him 3 times and drawed on him 6. So I'm hoping the 7th time I draw him, I end it. And Cardiac's a good name for him because he's about to give me a dead blame heart attack. But anyway, we're going to get quiet and see what's going on. Hopefully something will come by. Stay tuned. Well, that was interesting. I had a doe and a yearling come in to my left, and they come down this side of the ridge. Wind's been swirling all morning. She got down here in this bottom and smelled me. Well, she ran into the thicket, blowing and blowing and blowing. Well, the yearling come up here. I could have shot her or shot at her a bunch of times. But she just had a real short nose, and I got one doe left on this lease, and I've got one doe left on archery. So I opted not to shoot. Well, I got to noticing this doe over here to this side's blowing. This little deer's over here. Well, all of a sudden I hear blowing up behind me, and look, and that doe had made a full circle and got behind me. Well, she got up here at 40 yards, and the wind swirled, and she busted me. So she went on up the hill. Here she come back. Well, anyway, she got right here at 32 yards where I shot one of the does from Finger Ridge, first one from Finger Ridge. And she was standing there. I thought the camera was on it. I started videoing, but evidently I touched it with my bow, the camera. But when I shot, I seen it pass through her. She was standing broadside, bobbing her head up and down. And when I shot, she ducked. But She just turned and ran up the hill about 30 yards. I don't know if you can see it on a video. We'll have to look at it and see. But she got up there and acted like nothing was wrong. She went to eating. Well, I knocked another arrow. She's up there 80 yards, and I got to watching. And I seen her turn her head and start licking herself. Well, the camera wouldn't zoom in far enough to record it, and I'm low on battery. So I pulled my binoculars up, and I have cut that deer's left ear. She was broadside looking to me, bobbing her head. And when she ducked, somehow I clipped the edge of her ear, went in about 3 inches below the back strap. The trajectory ain't real good because she was almost eye level with me. But I've watched her for an hour. She's just eating. She'll stop every once in a while and lick her left side, and she'll eat. She'll lick her right side. I just watched her go all the way down the ridge into the holler, and they've done made it over to Bowater. So I hit her in no man's land. I guess I should have, it's 32 yards, I should have aimed lower, and maybe she'd have dropped into it, but she almost ducked it. But she ducked hard, and then she turned and went, but then she didn't run off after I hit her. I don't think she knew what happened. So from what I could tell by the wound, the hair was sticking up on the left side. I know it bristled hair, but that's a 2-inch rage, that's a regular rage, 1.5 cut in diameter. And she never gave me I never got to see the right side exit, but she was really licking that right side exit and had blood on the corner of her nose. I could see it in the binos, but I don't know. I'm gonna check the arrow. Sorry I didn't get the shot on film. God, I'd love to have it so I could back up and look at it. But I ended up recording this stupid tree instead of, should have panned out a little more. But anyway, we're gonna check his arrow and see what's going on. Well, come down here and got the arrow. There was hair shoved up in the center of the blades, but there ain't a drop of blood on this arrow. I wished I had got it on film. I wished I'd turned the camera, but I didn't. But anyway, I really expected to find blood on this arrow, but there ain't an ounce of blood on it. There was a ton of hair. But when she got right up here, she stopped. She ducked here, and she ran right up there and stopped, and she stood. And I thought, well, she's going to go down, because I seen the luminoc go through her. I seen the pass through. And she started eating. I thought, that's odd. And then I seen her stop and lick her right side, and then lick her left side. Well, the camera, I couldn't get it zoomed in all these trees. It kept on picking up on everything else. So I just stopped with the camera and got the binoculars. And when I zoomed in, I could see the cut. It was straight in line with her back strap. And, if the blade had probably hit up and down, I'd got that femoral artery, maybe. But anyway, she licked both sides, never acted like she was going to fall down, flickered her tail, ate. I watched her go all the way up to the top of that hill. She ended up coming down, watched her for an hour and 15 minutes. She went right out there and went over that hill, over to the neighbor's property. But there's no blood or nothing. And I could see the bottom of her left ear had, it was cut. So it was barely bleeding. I could see it through the binoculars. But the stand is right there. If I can zoom in. Yeah, there's the stand. That's 32 yards away. Okay. I shot her on her left side. She was broadside with that stand, but she had her head bowed back around, bobbing up and down, because she must have seen me draw. I tried to draw when she got behind these trees. She's coming this way, and then I drawed, and I think she seen me, so she started bobbing her head up and down. And when I thought her head was clear, because she was broadside, maybe just a touch quartering away, looking back towards me, and I tucked it in behind that leg. And when I shot, which she was already spooked. Everybody knows how spooked deer are. They can move in a millisecond. She was already nervous, and then I let one fly. So when she ducked, it was dead on left to right, but I should have held low and should have ducked into it. But anyway, my uncle shot one this morning. He's gonna need some help tracking. It's a little after 10, so I wanted to get this, and I got a long walk out of here to the UTV. I appreciate y'all watching. If you like what we're doing, please subscribe and like. Muzzleloader's coming. We're gonna be rolling this footage out, and hopefully we get a few more to bow. These girls start putting some down. And juvenile's coming up soon too. So if you like what we're doing, subscribe and like, hit that bell. And as always, we really thank y'all for watching and hope you enjoy it. And God bless. Catch you next time.